ready. Okay.
They're ready, everybody.
Press that button. Button
pressed.
pressed.
The button is pressed.
The button is pressed on episode 68 with a host of other people hosting, including Dazzles. Dazzle, do you want to dance? Dazzles the zebra, and Harry, who's no longer player of the week for Toaster Under 10s, but was.
Like Henry Pollock,
Yeah. Yes. And half of the IT department. Welcome to episode 68. Harry,
notice everybody what I'm doing?
Yes.
I'm handing the IT department a biscuit. He's got a biscuit.
Got his own biscuit.
Yeah, my cow pie was 10 years late. This is only about 6 months late.
You've dropped your Dazzle.
Yeah, just go and eat your biscuit.
Cheerio,
go and eat your biscuit.
Hello, Harry. Did you enjoy the game on Friday?
Yes.
Do you want to give us a quick review before you whisked off home? A quick review of Friday night and what you enjoyed?
I enjoyed watching all the tries and the scrums.
And who were you watching mainly?
Mitch.
Is he your hero?
Yeah.
And who's your other new hero?
Tom Lockett.
And why is that?
Because he gave me a ball.
Okay. And who else did you meet that was quite exciting? Whose mum did you meet?
Finn's mum.
Finn's mum.
Oh.
And who's cooler, Finn or his mum?
His mum.
His mum. There you go, dude.
Well, yes. Finn, who beats up his captain with his boots.
Yes. So, and a quick, how did you get on yesterday?
Good.
It was good game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we've got an interview coming up that later. But Harry just wanted to be live on the pod.
Well, live on the pod, Harry. As
there you go. You
by
done?
The ladies' Wot Pod.
Okay. Give me my ear back. Off you. Give me Dazzle back as well. Thank you. Off you go.
He's having it on his toes. There's been an injury. I mean, Dazzle's got a broken leg.
My Dazzle has come out in sympathy with Fritz Lee as well, and I don't know if you can see, he's got a stray limb.
Yes, I'm playing, sympathy with Fritz Lee, and our very best to Fritz Lee.
Yes.
A fine servant to Clermont Auvergne and terroriser of Northampton Saints in previous games.
Yes.
Get better soon. And our best wishes.
He's gone home today, I think, hasn't he? So,
yes.
Let me just move. Let me just do some furniture shifting here so I can be a little more comfortable.
Shut the door. So we'll have a quick shuffle around. I'll shut the door.
Give it a quick shuffle around. Yeah, it's all planned, folks. This obviously.
Yes, almost
obviously, all planned.
Yes. So I have a new camera this week because I got fed up with what was happening with the previous one. If I'm not looking down the lens, it's because I'm not used to looking gun barrel down a 24-70mm Z8 lens. There you go.
Okay, that was like really okay.
Well,
So techies amongst you enjoy that. I have no idea what she's talking about.
Yes.
Me and Dazzle. Dazzle is now going on the shelf.
Yeah, he's going. Mine is going on my shelf as well.
On the shelf next to Jimmy.
On the treasure shelf. Yes, so thank you to Liz Tyler for the Dazzles.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Lizzie Goodchild had Tommy Freeman's Dazzle. Enorm.
Well, do the Dazzles get bigger then as the rounds go on?
I don't know. It did look like somebody taking a foot pump to it. It was,
because they are bigger this year. Because last year's were bigger than that.
We weren't much bigger than this. A little bit bigger.
Not much bigger. Yeah.
Slightly bigger. Nose. But yes. So all the Dazzles, yes, and causing mayhem. Having two in the house is yes, and then the ginger biscuits. German gingerbread. Open brackets, Leberkuchen, have come out in sympathy with Fritz Lee.
Yeah, and broken their legs.
Liz and I are holding up two very sad Dazzles with broken legs.
I was going to say that looks a bit wrong where mine's put its spare leg.
That almost looks inappropriate, Liz.
Yeah, it does. I've just moved it so that you can see that that's his broken leg bit there. Best.
It's been a bit of an adventure because about an hour ago we had a power cut and everything just went bang. And then it all came back, and then my computer said, "I'm not happy. I'm really not happy." So yeah,
don't want to play.
Don't want to play.
And then my ears weren't working, and then it's all been chaos.
And it all went a bit peaked on. And we haven't had our usual pre-chat. So if we're making it up, sounds like we're making it up as we go along. That's because we're making it up as we go along. So episode
Shall we start? Episode 68.
We had visitors. Oh, we're all over dinner. Where are you, Mrs. Saunders?
What a night. Where am I? Oh, yes. Who am I and where am I? I am. It's a very good question. So glad you asked. Could you ask me one on sport? I am definitely Lis Saunders, and I am in very sunny South Northants. And Harry and Alfie have been here today, so I'm slightly frazzled, Granny. Because they're lovely, but they're still a bit tired after Friday, can't lie. Yes, and I am chairman of the Saint Supporters Club, Chief Halo General, all-round Rugby North, basically. Yeah, so that's me. And you are, who are you and where are you?
I am collector of Dazzles from the press room.
Dazzle herder in chief.
Press room, but more of that shortly. With the very, 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 very fastidious security guard on the door. More of that shortly as well. I'm Claire Jones. I am the owner of a Red Hat, which has been very busy this weekend. So I'm a bit tired, a bit like the International Man of Mystery and Harry.
Yeah.
It was a busy weekend, but with all sorts of things going on. And I'm still in north of Cambridge on the edge of the fens. And it's gloriously sunny, which my poor old Logitech webcam can't cope with. So hence why I've had to change my camera. Rest in peace, the Logitech. So we've got a packed pod today because we've got lots to talk about. One thing and another.
Yeah, lots to talk about. So shall we start? Can we start with Friday and just what a cracking night. Right from the off, the energy levels right from the beginning were just in a different league to the game against Tigers. I don't know what gets into us as a crowd, how we know, but it was just totally different.
It was a very special evening, and you could tell there was a buzz around the place. When I arrived like you quite early, but there were already people hanging around, very buzzy, very excited. A lone wasp supporter by the gate. It lost. Yeah, there's always somebody.
Yes.
But yeah, it was great, It was just chalk and cheese from where we were a fortnight ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and
right from the moment go.
Yes, and the energy coming in through the gates just fed into the energy that was already there. It's very strange. I just can't describe it. I mean, the Clermont supporters as well were just brilliant, absolutely lovely, fantastic. We were giving out flags, and Kelly on gate 3 was doing sterling work giving out flags, and then she was helped by a completely bonkers Clermont supporter who I don't think was taking no for an answer. So she got rid of like a whole box of flags with this loony helping her, which you'll find the photos of that were on the Supporters Club social media sites. I mean, it was just good fun, and we had some new volunteers helping give out the flags, including a young man called Josh, and I think it's his mum Lorraine, and Josh is in a wheelchair and he's desperate to do something, so handing out flags is what he could do. And he was so happy. His smile was from ear to ear, so that was infectious, and everybody walking through. So it was really good. And Lorraine managed to give Steve Borthwick a flag. He'd rejected my flag, but Lorraine gave him a flag, and I went, "Here, Mr. Borthwick, you've taken a flag from her, but you rejected mine." And he said, "Oh, I'm in trouble now, aren't I?" Well, yeah, as if you weren't before. Little do you know. So he backed away and ran into the ground. So that was.
There you go.
It was all good fun. Yeah, And then,
well,
yeah.
so let's go in chronological order. So I
Let's do
arrived,
that.
and you lot were all being Halo and important, and I attempted to get into the press room.
Oh God! Oh God! What happened this time?
So this time, I was met by a lovely gentleman who took his duties very seriously, and that's great. But he asked, why wasn't I wearing my wristband? That'd be the wristband that literally 10 seconds before I'd been given an envelope that the wristband was in. But he wasn't happy that I hadn't.
Oh my! Okay.
So I said, pointing at poor Malcolm on the gate.
Oh yeah, drop Malcolm in it. Drop Malcolm in it.
I ran Malcolm over with the bus. I said, Malcolm's only just given it to me. You know, I've been coming here 20 years doing this. You know, no, he was not having it. Well, you should be wearing it.
That I know Malcolm's name.
And then I pointed to my AAA pass, and he went, "Oh, I don't recognise that. No, you've got to be wearing your purple wristband." But it got funnier because, of course, in the end, I go into the press room, which was beautifully laid out. Liz had put all her Dazzles and her Dazzle biscuits out there. So I got the cameras ready and then trundled into the stadium when the stadium was open. And I had a chat with Liz, and we talked about runouts and all sorts of stuff that was going on. And she gets a phone call. And it's the lady from EPCR. Who's having the same fun with the same gentleman.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
So he was consistent. You've got to. I don't know who the gentleman was. I hope to see him again on Saturday because he was a lot of fun. He was utterly charming, but he was not
just doing his job.
From his
just doing his
wristbands.
Job. Oh dear.
Bless. Anyway, yes, so it was a busy evening. There was lots going on. Unusually for me, I did the runout, which was probably one of the most stressful runouts I think I've ever done. So normally you're playing. I didn't know how many. Stupidly, I forgot to ask how many mascots there were, and I think about half a dozen. And I was looking for one in particular. Hello, Arlo. And his grandmother was very keen that we got photographs of Arlo, which we did before things happened. But then Fergs hurtles up to me on the pitch, looks at me and goes, "Number 3 mascot, go large." And I'm thinking, oh God, now I've got to get 2 of them. Now, anyone who'd noticed the run out, what actually happened was they came out from the dressing room.
Yeah.
They were in. So that meant they had to cross.
Oh, yes.
So not only did I have the TV cameraman, the flags from the lovely Kettering under whatevers, and all the rest of it, I had 2 sets of team crossing over. So it's like being in the middle of a junction on a busy route. I don't know. Anyway, I did manage to fulfil my brief, but yeah, that was a bit stressful. And then I'd already resolved that I was not get much. I imagine Simon Robinson, he once called this gorillas in the mist because of the smoke. I decided I was going back across the pitch, all the way across the pitch to where the big shirt was, and then heading down the side. And then the blokes with the flames were causing chaos. I don't know if anyone noticed the traffic jam of flame machines, which incidentally was still a light, which I found somewhat off-putting. This guy going trying to blow him out. I'm thinking that's a bit. Anyway,
health and safety gone mad. That is.
Near me, anyone before Christy starts, fainting. So it was all a bit of a comedy of errors, and it wasn't helped by the fact some bloke had done the German towel syndrome and just dumped all his gear in my spot. So a big shout out to the stewards. Mark in particular, I think he's the supervisor of the cinch stand. Thank you, Mark, for rescuing me, because I really hadn't got time to have a debate with somebody to move their towels and all their gear into the right position. So I left Mark doing that whilst I did the run out. So even before we got to the game, A lot had happened.
Well, we went up when the ankle biters arrived, and my daughter. We walked around wondering if you'd been your usual place. You weren't, but we were able to watch the warm up, and the boys were absolutely delighted. They appear on the footage briefly on the telly, and the cameraman, he just looked at me, and said, "I am not paid enough." And he said, "It's dangerous," because they wanted him to get in amongst what was going on in the warm up, and I went, "No, that's not where you want to be." I don't know. And I said, "No, you couldn't be paid enough really for this, could you?" And he went, "No, look at me." And he was about 9 stone wringing wet, and he's just like, I rolled so far back. I think they got stuck at the back of his head, but he was not happy.
Because he wasn't carrying one of those light ones that TNT use on a little gimbal thing. He's got a massive great Canon thing, so the chances of him being able to move out of the way are pretty small. Yes,
just very remote. Yeah, so he was not a happy bunny. So
no,
that's quite funny. You see, yeah. So that was all good, clean fun, and we got to our places, and then it all started, and it looked like it was going to be a horrible rerun of matches we have known. When Clermont went 10-0 up. That was a bit...
Yeah, that was a bit... Although between 3-0 and 10-0, there were signs that the lads were settling and getting into their stride.
I wasn't...
I was less
I actually wasn't worried.
By, as of previous games. Actually, we should shout out to Premier Sports. A lot of people have commented, and I think it worked really well. TNT tried it and were hopeless. Whoever put the drone up over the gardens, that drone footage worked really, really well.
Fantastic.
The gardens looked spectacular, and the game looked really, really good. So, keep doing that, because that sort of thing works really, really well.
Fantastic.
It was excellent. But it was a bit.
Yeah, but then Finn Smith came to the forefront. Penalty, then scored a try. And then it was Finn Smith 10, Clermont 10.
Yes, but before we go to Finn Smith 10, Clermont 10, we already had our first Sgt Wilson award moment.
We did.
He'd already got stuck in. Yeah. Now, for those of you, sadly, and I'm going to have to talk to Graham, you can't listen to Graham McKechnie's commentary with the lovely Daisy and Lenny and Jake Sharp. You can only listen to, and I love him to bits, James Burridge's commentary with Paul Grayson. So obviously they're only had one set of commentary, which is a bit sad, but there you go. But yes, but they remarked on the fact, and you could hear Mr. Brace. Is it Brace? Andrew Brace?
Yes, Andrew Brace.
Having a chat with our Henry. And here we go. It was quite an extended chat. You could see there was a lot. Sorry, Liz, I haven't. So because of the late change, I haven't managed to get you a little picture. So we're without picture for those of you on Spotify. But you can see it was quite an extended conversation between Mr. Brace. I did like the fact that Henry nonchalantly took the bottle that was meant for Finn off Tom Bullock. And had a drink, because Finn's busily lining up the penalty. But it was quite an extended conversation. And then ultimately, yes, there we go. There's Finn slotting it over. But yes, and Henry wandering off quite happy that he'd had a chat with Mr. Brace. And they continued.
They were big mates. There was a lot of chatting going on between.
They continued. What's going on here? Now my camera has frozen. My tiny hand has frozen. That's not good. I've frozen.
Yeah.
I think I might have to stop and come back in again. Hold on.
Right, you stop and come back in. Yeah, we're back on.
We're back on. I've stopped being frozen.
We're back on.
That power cut.
I've said goodbye to the ankle biters.
Yeah. So Henry got straight in there, and his conversation we were just saying with Mr. Brace continued throughout the game. They seem to like each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he did seem to be listening to Henry. I mean, at one point, we'd been awarded a penalty or something. Was that one thing he broke his leg? I can't remember. And Henry had gone to get the ball and they kicked it away. And he went and said to Mr. Brace, ever so politely, I went to get the ball and they just kicked it away. I don't think that's fair. Or something along those lines. And he said, no, that's not fair. They shouldn't have done that. Or something along those lines. It was quite entertaining, really.
Yes, it was remarked on in James Burridge and Paul Grayson's commentary that a lot of the players were talking to Andrew Brace, but they were doing it so politely he couldn't tell them really to go away and everything that they were saying. So we might have to get a collective Sgt Wilson award because there was an awful lot of chatter going on. And it was Fritz Lee who was having all the conversations with Sir on the Clermont side. So yes, but but then the match really, when it got to 10-all after Henry got out the way enough for Finn to actually score his try. Excuse me, I'm just preparing myself to celebrate, says Henry. That's all right, says Finn. I'll just get on and score the try, shall I?
Yes, I'll just give you the reason, shall I, first?
And then, of course, whoever was sat in the number 2 position in the camera fraternity, I don't know who it was, got absolutely brilliant photographs as they celebrated together. Poor Finn then got climbed on by Henry. Yes, let's use you as a climbing frame. Manny wisely stood back, leaving him to it. It's like, yes. And then off we went. It was everything at a counter. I mean, it was end-to-end stuff, literally end-to-end stuff, so that poor old Premier Sports haven't quite got their... Have you noticed? They haven't quite got their replay, what's going on the pitch, to what's actually happening on the pitch. So they showed fleetingly after...
Yes, nearly missed.
Their right wing had hurtled down the pitch and been tackled brilliantly by Mitch, and then crocked himself as a result. And then we go hurtling all the way back down, and Henry wins the penalty. They thought, well, we ought to show the right wing being tended to, but by then Henry had already got everything in train, and we were off down the wing. So I felt sorry for the producer, going, "What the hell are they doing?" And I think that was part of the plan. It was fast. Keep it going. And it absolutely works. And it was the energy and pace that we hadn't seen 2 weeks ago again. Yeah.
Do you think as well there was some inside knowledge because they knew who the Clermont defence coach was? We just run at the defence, it'll cave, because that's what we used to do.
Yes, it was noticeable by its absence on occasion. I did feel a bit sorry for them, given the number of injuries that they were getting through.
Oh, they did, they did seem to be,
I mean, their replacement fly half was 39, bless him.
Crikey.
Yes.
Blimey.
I don't think he was expecting to play most of the game. Yes. It was, yes.
I mean, they were a really nice bunch of blokes, because we'd met them on Thursday night when we were doing walking rugby. They'd come to look at the barn. I was just lurking around outside because it was warm and nice. I was making the most of the sunshine, and their coach was there. And they said, "Can we come and have a look in?" I said, "Yes, of course you can." I think they thought I was somebody important. "Yes, come and have a look at our barn, our high performance centre. It's really good. It's, And they're all going, "Oh, thank you so much." I think
it was the way you greeted them when they arrived as well. Come in. Our long lost friends. You'd only met them the day before.
Well, they seem to remember. They probably think I'm somebody really, really important. Oh, she's there again, that woman that let us look at the high performance centre. I wonder who she is. So, I
have been remiss, though.
Oh, well,
I have been remiss because I promised Sherpa 2 I would do this. And he seems to be a regular feature on the pod. Matt Litchfield. Who apparently went to the game in a T-shirt and shorts. Slightly regretted it by the end of the game.
Flip-flops. He claimed his feet weren't cold. It was just the rest of him that was cold. I think compared with the rest of him, his feet weren't cold. Yeah, he'd embraced the early spring sunshine and lived to regret it.
Well done, Matt. Yes. But next time, take a fleece, take a hoodie.
He was looking for sympathy because I had none at all, and he just went, "Oh, you women, you always cling together." I knew you were going to side with her, and I went, "Well, you men are just so predictable, really, aren't you?"
So, well done, Matt, for embracing the dry weather. Let's hope for more of it. Yes, so it was a roller coaster. There were some fabulous tries scored. And Miss J was texting me going, "They're aiming for the hat, Mum." I went, yes, they are. My high point of the game was the trademark Tommy Freeman celebration. Both his tries have been scored on the other side from me, his first two.
Yes, they had. And
his third, however, yeah, absolutely cracking try celebration as he ran past me. I got the Tommy Freeman finger in the air as he shot past me. I'm really pleased with the results. So thank you, Mr. Freeman. That worked rather nicely. And Tom West. So shout out to Tom West. Do you know how close he came to scoring?
No. How close did he come? Oh,
he aimed for the hat with Tom Lockett. He was straight at me, and then something squashed him flat, and he hit the deck. Yes, but it was a good evening. It was a very jolly evening. For coming back. I mean, they didn't give in.
They weren't a typical French side. Well, no, they're packed full of Islanders, aren't they? They kept going
in the second half, which I think we needed because it was all getting a bit loosey-goosey, and then away we went again. So it was good to see.
Yeah, and cracking, and Henry stealing. I mean, I've heard of a poacher's try, but nicking it from under Tommy Freeman's nose, just outrageous, Henry.
Well, it was outrageous. In dispatches in the changing room, as Dow said. Well done, Tommy. Should have been 4.
Oh dear. But Henry, honestly, Hannah was saying, I see what you mean, Mum. He'd fit in with the under 7s. She said even that interview afterwards, you feel that if somebody had said to me, "There's hot dogs in the clubhouse now," he'd have just gone, "Oh great, that's fantastic, it's my favourite bit."
Yeah, I have spotted, though. I'm not going to show it because obviously my IT's a bit on the dodge today after my little power cut. There is a little bit of a bromance going on between him and Finn.
Well, that'll have to stop. That'll have to stop.
See in the background, Freemo going, "Excuse me, hello, what's going on here?" As Henry is bouncing around like a mad thing in the in-goal area, Finn congratulates him because obviously that tap penalty was just brilliant.
Yeah.
But Femo's slightly concerned as to see what's going on. But it just felt a much more cohesive, performance. Congratulations to Fergs and his front 5.
Yep.
I, as I've said to several people, when was the last time you saw a hooker hook to win one against the head?
Against the head. Probably Dylan, actually.
A long, long time ago, when the rules on hooking were quite different, and the rules in scrums were quite different. Laws and scrums were quite different. There was a lot of nonsense written about our scrum in the last 2 weeks, and I think anyone who stood next to the Clermont pack, as I did, and looked up,
they were huge. They were enormous.
Huge. As a certain Welshman would say. Massive blokes. And, we, although before anyone starts, they are the worst performing scrum in the top 14.
Yeah.
They were still blooming big. And again, I haven't seen... Dylan probably is the last time. But well done to Fergus and his cohort, because the scrum was absolutely solid. It was absolutely bang on, and won us a lot of ball. The other person we need to mention in dispatches is the Ginger Ninja.
Yes, bless him. Yeah, back to his irrepressible best.
I was just pleased to see that the feet and legs were going in the opposite direction.
They're
and facial
everywhere.
Well back to their... Actually, I think Coventry was the peak this season of everything going in all sorts of directions. I think we were well back to the Coventry standard.
I think we were, yeah.
And absolutely fabulous try to put Toronto away. But the Ginger Ninja is well and truly back.
It's good to say. Well, I had a quick chat with him before the game, and he said, "No, we've had the best training. This week has been the best training this season, and we've got it. It's in the bag." And to have his confidence back like that, you could see his confidence growing throughout the game as well, and that's
appalling dancing just
so good to see.
Absolutely appalling dancing just before the kickoff. I mean, what was that all about? I know, because I walked past him. It's like, what are you doing?
Best not to look, really, I think. Sometimes. But no, it was just that, as Curtis said in the Saints show, you could tell they just hadn't been working together. They've been apart for so long, and this week they were settling back into the groove again. And what are the ridiculous stats that this is only something like Mitch and Finn have only
out of 20 odds that Mitch and Finn have played together.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It's just crazy. I mean, I know Mitch was injured at the beginning of the season, but even so, the international call-ups have wrecked our Premiership season, really.
Yeah.
Anyway, upward and onward. So I watched the roundup thing they do on Premier Sport, and they go around, well, who do we think's in it to win it? There were some wild and wacky answers like Munster and Leinster pretty much firm. Well, I don't know, Leinster, Toulouse, all that. No, I don't think anybody mentioned us, so that's good.
Well, that's good, really, because that fits with Premier Sport's advertisement for the quarterfinals.
Yes. Yeah.
Continuing the theme of not featuring us.
Yeah.
The media have done it again, even though I believe there are only 8 teams, and you'd have thought
we are the only English one left. Yeah, you thought there might have been a chance, but no. That's it's so upward and onward to Castres again. It's like all the teams that we've been twinned with over the past 15 years have all come together. So Clermont, Castres, Leinster, if no chickens, if that's the way it goes.
Interestingly, our group has provided, in the group stages, 3 of the teams in the quarterfinals.
That's mental, isn't it? That's just mental. So it was quite a tough group then.
Yeah, but apparently, according to the pundits, it wasn't. Yes. So I think it's interesting. It's going to be a really interesting few weeks to see how things go on. Well done to Sale yesterday. They gave
didn't they?
Good account of themselves at Toulouse.
My heart went out to Alex Sanderson. He's not a man that I normally embrace, but I just thought yesterday he spoke from his heart, and he was just so gutted and so proud of his team. I just thought that it was really, really, really nice to see, and say my heart absolutely went out to him. briefly. It's stopped now. Don't worry, I've got over it.
I'm glad that the situation normal.
Yeah, no. Yeah, situation's all normal again.
I think I think Sale played really well. I think I don't know what happened with Quins. I haven't even bothered watching the demolition. My good friend Will, who is a Quins supporter, I was sharing his pain on this morning.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people already saying, please, can you do something? So we've got a lot to do. It's great that we're going to be at home again. I think 5:30 on Saturday, the place is going to be absolutely jumping.
Nice time.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Well done to the club. They've got a week to sell a stadium of 15,000, so it sounds like lots of happy people have given the pricing.
Yeah, brilliant. Couldn't believe it when we bought our tickets.
I can, because there's a lot of tickets to sell in very, very little time.
Very short time,
Many people.
And they're going back to the same well, aren't they? Because this is the same people who bought last week.
Dr. Jones wanted me to mention, because he observed it, is the number of people who were going to their first game at the Gardens on Saturday. He had
Friday.
An awful Friday. Why am I saying Saturday? Really,
I don't know.
I've got a different story on Saturday, but we'll come to that in a minute. Yeah. The number of people who were saying it's my first game, including a lady I noticed who was 80. You've left it quite late, love.
Oh yes, that was somebody's mother-in-law. That was
first game.
Yeah.
But Tim was saying an American family who were travelling who came to a game.
Well, I was going to say Harry's friend Max. Shout out to him. First trip
came to see me. Lovely. Yeah. No, really lovely.
And Nikki, who's one of the St John ambulance workers. Lovely Nikki. Her mum. It was her first game as well. So shout out to them too.
But there were
what a game!
Who actually travelled to the Gardens to come and support Saints. So there was also a Scotsman, Tim mentioned, who travelled from Albania. Having worked in France, he was a Clermont supporter, and he'd come from Albania. So there were a lot of people who travelled to the Garden. So let's hope we get lots of newbies again, because the more we spread the word about this fabulous game, the better. It was great to see such a big crowd at the Gardens. It was. And they made a cracking noise. You made a cracking noise. It was lovely. Shout out to the two French people behind me. I now know DrT and gauche really well, because that's basically what they shouted. DrT!
Sorry, are you sure they were French? Are you sure they were French? And are you sure that was what they were shouting?
I turned, obviously I picked the little fishing stool, turned round, they looked so crestfallen at half time. It was awful. And there were also two little old ladies. I won't mind me calling them old, because I would say they were sort of in their 70s or 80s even, sat in their full Clermont regalia, looked immaculately dressed, but a bit crestfallen.
Yeah.
I think the second half was going to be quite a long time for them. But they would have had Raka scoring in front of them, so, it wasn't all... Yeah. Wasn't all bad.
And to be fair, we've all been there. Well, we've been there several times.
Yes.
Various places in France where we may be immaculately dressed, but very crestfallen.
Crestfallen. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So Castres this weekend, and the Dazzles. Yeah. There we go.
And the Dazzles. Yeah.
Dazzles. Yeah.
Well, will it be biscuits and Dazzles again, or will it be something else?
Well, I don't know. That's the excitement, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see Liz on Thursday, so I will ask and say, what is it? It was very exciting when she said biscuits and toys last week.
Yeah. Ooh, lovely.
I was expecting I wasn't expecting anything as nice as this. I was expecting something like a little plastic keyringy Dazzle. But
yes,
it's a proper.
No, they're very nice.
They are
very nice Dazzle.
Yes, I'm not sure about the nostrils though. They're a bit off-putting. But
anyway. No, I'm a bit worried about those. I keep. What's that? Ooh. Yeah.
Yes. So all well and good. So So the Investec Champions Cup, we are the last team in it.
Yes, last Premiership
there
team.
Was it Bath, Gloucester? I missed one in the Challenge Cup. Who's the other one? Bath playing Gloucester. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, somebody. I wish them well in the Challenge Cup because we've been there. It's a great competition. It's a good one.
Will
to
be
win.
us next season.
Well, unless we win.
Unless we win. Yeah.
Yes. Let's not give up quite yet. Oh, hello.
No.
My printer's now decided to get on the act. Do you mind?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
But if we hadn't gone down to the other cup, we would never have had that amazing weekend in Timisoara, would we? We're just living long in the...
We wouldn't. That's
every cloud.
Yeah, every cloud. The weekend where no rugby happened at all.
No rugby. Best rugby tour ever with no rugby. Yeah.
With no rugby. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. So Saturday came.
Yes. What happened, Claire?
Tonight.
Now, the good news is, the good bit, you had cow pie.
We did have cow pie. For those of you from Bedford who insisted it's all beef, no, it isn't. It very definitely had potato in it, and it's always had potato in it. You've just been lucky. Although there's a shed load of... It's a big plate full of food, or paper container, cardboard container worth of food. So Dr. Jones was very happy with his cow pie. He doesn't bear a grudge that all those years ago. He thinks it was 10 years ago. Sadly for him.
It's longer ago
than that.
Yeah. Yeah, 10 years ago. Yeah.
15 to 16 years ago. But yes, the cow pie was fantastic. However...
The rugby, however...
Well, the rugby. But also... So, last week, lots of news about Worcester being announced.
Yes.
Yes. Along with... we now know Richmond, who are coming up from National Division 1, will be the two additional teams coming into the Champ, or whatever it's going to be called. Oh, no, you see, look, I've frozen again.
You have frozen again.
Hold on, I'm gonna do something. I'm going to do...
What are you going to do?
I'll edit that bit.
Okay.
The championship, whatever it's called, however it's branded, whatever it's going, we will. Yes. So there's a lot of talk about how this league is going to grow. Okay. Now, the only club that qualifies to come up into the Premiership is
Doncaster.
Funny you should say that. How big do you think the crowd was on Saturday? Bear in mind, they were playing the second place team.
2,000. 1,800. 1,500. 1,000. 900.
1,000. Just 1,013, I think, was the number announced.
Oh, bloody hell.
So when people say we're not treating the championship clubs fairly,
they've got to do something themselves. Yeah.
Where is the crowd? I want a championship. I love championship rugby. We'll talk about what actually happened. I love championship rugby. I love what happens at Goldington Road. But you can't be a Premiership club on 1,000 people.
No.
It's not going to work.
No.
Yes, so there's a lot of work to get crowds up. And it's not that they haven't got the room at Castle Park. Castle Park has some lovely terracing, fantastic clubhouse, lovely newsstand. There's plenty of room. They can grow into the space they've got. They've got plans about how they would get to the Premiership 10,000 in a physical sense. They need a crowd. They need a crowd.
I mean, they're so well placed as well in terms of population to draw on, because you've got Doncaster, Rotherham, Sheffield, all easily within.
Thorpe is a big rugby town. You've got a lot of towns very close by.
Yeah.
In South Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, where there isn't a Premiership club that's very obvious. They twin either with Newcastle Falcons or with Leicester Tigers, who are both some distance away.
Yeah,
so, that would be the ideal place to have another Premiership club. So I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, it's a lovely club. The staff are an absolute delight. The cow pie is amazing, but there's a lot of work to do. Bedford went there in second place, but Doncaster Knights were on a run of 12 games. Their back line you would absolutely recognise: Vianu, Rockadunguni. It was basically Bath and Bristol Old Boys versus Bedford. It was the connection with Saints is long gone. So we used to have a number of former Saints players. They've all retired or moved on to other clubs. So that connection has now gone. But it was a very bad day at the office for the Bedford Blues. Lots of sad people.
No.
They went into the lead, and and then Mr. Garside got his second yellow, which of course meant he had a red. So a big chunk of the game down to 14. Yeah, it was not a good.
Is that so? My favourite Bedford Blues player, you mean?
Alfie, yeah.
Alfie, yeah. As I had to, when Mr. Hendy tried to chuck me under that particular bus as to who's your favourite Bedford player. Well, obviously,
it wasn't his best day in the office, shall we say?
No, that's it. That's impressive in a wrong way, but yeah, never mind, Alfie.
There's always another day, and they're at home this weekend. I can't remember who to. I'm sure Sherpatu's not going to be very happy with me, but their game is at 3 o'clock as ours is at 5:30, so I won't be able to get to it. So lots of sad faces, but they're still in third. I still think they're punching above their weight by a country mile. It was a tough night. What I would say was the sun was lovely. The wind cut me in half. I was very glad to get into the lee of the stand at the top end. Now, one thing I noticed this weekend is Fred Tuolangi, player of the match. The followers nominated him as player of the match. He's working for the Saints Foundation.
Oh, bless him. Oh.
The little videos of dancing that they've been putting out?
Yes.
It's Fred. I was thinking,
how awesome.
I recognise that's Fred too. Like, what's going on here? So I messaged Sherpatu and he went, yep, he's working for the Saints Foundation. So
the family supported Matt Hampson Foundation from its inception. They gave their time and their presence and other things. So they were so generous. So I think it's in the blood to do that sort of thing. So that's really good. I just realised we said we're going to give the Sgt Wilson Award to the whole team, but we didn't have a player of the match.
No. So the Sgt Wilson's gone to that. You are absolutely spot on. So who was your?
I think you froze. I've thought this, and Fremo's out there because he's got his Dazzles, so he doesn't count. And I thought Henry played so well, but he can't have it because he'd have it every week. So Henry, well done, but you've got
and stop the early try celebration.
Yeah, to pack that in. And I thought the Ginger Ninja was brilliant. I thought Curtis, the level that he brought, the front row on, and Mitch, again, Mitch was back to his snipey, irritating nonsense that, going places where he didn't know where he was going, nor did anybody else, which was fine. But for me, it was Finn.
No, I'm going to give it to two people.
Okay.
I thought this through because they have worked exceptionally hard in the last fortnight. Alex Coles and Fraser Dingwall.
Yes, I forgot. Alex Coles, he has to be mentioned in his dispatches for trying to be a wing. And just because Henry can chip ahead doesn't mean everybody can try that nonsense.
Well, remember, he has tried this before, and he was captain of one of the football teams in training. So, he does believe that he's a future Arsenal player, being an Arsenal supporter, I believe. I'm right on that one.
And Dinger's the glue.
That performance came from the work, and it was work, that Colsey and Diggers put in the last fight. It wasn't just the 80 minutes of the game. There was a lot of work off the field.
I was going to say, starting with the meeting they had after the Tigers game. The leadership that was there that kept heads up and focus going on. Well,
tough one, eh? What I would say is Finn did all the talking in the huddle after the game.
Yeah, saw that.
So, there was a lot. I don't know if you saw on the TV. There was a lot of pointing the camera at Finn because it was Finn doing all the talking. He did so much talking that by the time they handed over to Colsey, he went, "What he said."
But that's good as well to see, that Finn's confidence is back and it's there, and he's oh yeah. So, but I mean, just give it to all three of them. We've given the Sgt Wilson award to everybody. Really hard to get a cigarette paper between all 15 of them, really. And lovely to see Berger charging about the place. Burgering about.
He was having an absolute ball. So as they all were. So So the ladies' Wot player of the match goes to three leaders of the team. Congratulations, gentlemen! You earned it. Absolutely fantastic.
Rambo, I have to mention Rambo. I'm in full-on kangaroo mode before the game, came bouncing through the gate, literally, and I went, "You're enjoying the sun?" It's just fantastic, absolutely bouncy. And after the game, wasn't bouncing quite so much because he got some sort of medical equipment and ice strapped to his leg. So you're all right? He said, "Yes, I'm fine. That's only a flesh wound." Bouncy. And I said, I was telling everyone, "You were in full kangaroo mode," and he went, "Oh, I am," and off he went again. He's so lovely. So, and just, I know we've gone back to Friday night. Forgot to mention, big thanks to the players for taking time to sign flags for the three boys and the ball.
Lots
and
of time
everything.
spent. Yeah,
absolutely.
And much appreciated by everybody.
Yeah, can't tell you how much it's meant to those three boys. It's
No, it was very good to see.
Anyway,
I forgot to mention, of course, the Shoe Army song.
Oh yes,
the Shoe Army song, as nominated by Mr. P. Dowson, was Fremo, Tamo, and Geronimo. So it was all those. But Fremo really took the lead because he loves leading it. Meanwhile, you were talking about bouncing. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a very overexcited Mr. F. Smith, who started just bouncing up and down and then decided, for reasons that I still haven't quite fathomed, to start beating his club captain up with his boot. Because you have to bang your boot, don't you, when you sing the Shoe Army song? Not usually on the human stood next to you. No. And unlike Dingers, who realised it would probably hurt if you hit somebody with studs, Finn got a bit excited about it all and was actually hitting Ferbs on the top of the head with the stud side of his boot. He noticed, fortunately, before a serious injury was... As
if Ferbs hasn't been through enough.
Yes, poor love. Yes. But yes, it was funny.
So how did your concussion happen? It was Finn hit me on the head with a boot.
While singing the Shoe Army song. Yes. Dangerous. Very dangerous. Anyway, yes. So it was sung with great gusto, as you can imagine, because it's in a little while since they had to sing it, and it was good to see that they all enjoyed it thoroughly.
Good. So, right, what else? We've done Bedford.
Well, we've done Bedford. There was no Women's Six Nations this weekend. It was a weekend off. Yep. We do have one announcement, which has just happened today. And we also have yes, we also have a lovely story. So, should we do the lovely story?
Yeah, let's do the lovely story. Do I know what the
Bletchley
lovely
Park
story
was
is?
in the news last week because because one of the
What lovely
stories
story is
of
this?
Bletchley Park, who actually was one of the code breakers, she worked with at the Pentagon and did various other things. Betty, whose surname is gone. Betty. Anyway, but actually, at the same time, 48 hours earlier, Olivia Coles, the lovely Reverend Olivia Coles, friend of the pod, had actually written a press release about one of her parishioners, Hazel Halter, who was celebrating her 100th birthday. You might think, what's that got to do with Saints? Well, we learned that Hazel is a huge Saints supporter, and Olivia, not to miss a trick, and probably because Alex has known her for a very long time, Alex had his photo taken with Hazel. I think it was on his hip, let alone underneath his arm. She was tiny. So happy birthday, Hazel. I don't know of an older supporter. If somebody knows somebody who's older than 100, I think we need to hear from them. But it was, it's a lovely story, and an amazing life that she led, not only working at Bletchley Park, but also working in Uganda after the war, and then latterly at Addenbrooke's and the hospitals in the Cambridgeshire area. So an amazing career, and happy birthday to Hazel, and well done for being a Saints supporter. Today's announcement, of course, is Mr. Dan Biggar.
Dan Biggar, now I thought this was ironic. Coming on the day that you enter your last week of work, the fact that he has announced his retirement. I thought, well, there you go.
We're going to walk hand in hand into the sunset. Thank you to the lovely lady who wished me a happy retirement at Doncaster. I thought, oh my God, news has spread that far? She was a Bedford Blues supporter, but she wished me well for my retirement. So thank you for everybody who has wished me well. I'm not retiring from photography. I'm retiring from headstones with the. Hello, Lizzie's having fun with her ears again.
No, all right. No, I'm fine. It was just working loose. It's okay.
All right. That's good. That's good. We've had some fun this afternoon with the technology. So Dan is retiring. I think he said.
Bless him.
He's had quite a challenging time with his back and one thing and another. So I think the body was kind of going, it's time to stop.
Yeah. Have you ever thought that it might be quite nice to wake up on a Monday and be able to move? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So congratulations, Dan, on the retirement. I'm sure we're going to hear and see a lot more of him as a pundit.
I would imagine. I would think so. He's very good.
Yes,
very, very good as a pundit.
And he's very opinionated, which makes it a change from the rather anodyne of some.
He completely forgets he's supposed to be neutral or diplomatic or anything.
A neutral, Simon Zebo. I had the misfortune I wanted to watch La Rochelle versus Munster, and the Irish commentary team on Premier Sport. Seriously, guys, Simon Zebo makes no attempt at all. I mean, it would have been nice to hear something about La Rochelle.
But they never have been, even, when sort of we've listened to them before. And the Irish commentary team, they don't give a flying whatever. We're Irish, and so the Irish team is the one that's brilliant and marvellous. We've seen it before when Saints have played Irish teams. But I would have paid good money to know what was going inside Ronan O'Gara's head during that game.
It's a shame that little teams have done so well this season.
Yes, yeah. Oh, and you're out, are you? You big team, La Rochelle.
Big teams, you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
There you go. So.
There you go. Toaster under 10s. Well, we've seen Harry, who's.
Yes, we had.
Weekend.
And we have another interview which he insisted on doing after the game. So they played at home against Old Scouts. Meanwhile, the under-7s went away to Old Scouts. I was on the away leg, which fortunately was glorious weather and it was tremendous fun. So let's hear from Harry now.
So,
I've got Harry with me. How did Toaster Under 10s get on today?
Okay.
Who were you playing today?
We were playing Old Scouts.
Right, and how did you get on personally?
Pretty good. I got studded to the ear though.
Did you?
I assisted a really good try here.
Oh yes, I see. It's not spoiling the good looks though.
And I did a really good assist when it was the scrum.
Yeah. My
teammate Gabriel was on this side.
Yeah.
And I got the ball and I passed it up to him and then he just ran all the way and scored a try.
Excellent. Well done you. So what else do you want to tell us? Do you want to tell us?
About on Friday, I went to the seats and
yes.
I got just a flag. But on the flag I have signatures. Like,
You do have signatures. Whose signatures are they? Whoa! Incoming.
Tom Lockett,
Finn Smith
is there.
Yeah.
Mitch's is there.
Mitch's is there, yeah. See, Mitch signed it on the bit where you could read it.
James Ram is right here.
James Ram's there. Tom Litchfield.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And Tom James. You did quite well with the Toms there, didn't you?
Yeah. And I got... So, sometimes they hand out the balls, and we were playing Champions Cup, we were playing Clermont. So I got one of the balls, and I had a bunch of signatures here. This one's James Ram's, Mitch's, and the other Tom.
Litchfield.
Yeah, and then it has Coy's, which means come on you Saints.
Yes.
And
Tom Lockett's artwork.
It was Tom Lockett's ball. And it's really good.
So what did you say to Tom?
Thank you, Tom.
All the Toms, thank you for that. And Mitch, thank you for making 3 little boys very happy. Right, is that all?
Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you.
Now. So there we go. That's Harry still having a ball, and he played really well. Again, he's getting so stuck in. He's just, got a stud in his ear at one point and came off and was running around still supporting his team, even though he got a stud in his ear. So
top work,
that's
Harry,
not as in
top work.
Yeah.
So the International Man of Mystery, was he? Well, actually, the last time I saw the International Man of Mystery, he was hiding in the Toblerone with his mother protesting to come out.
Yes. Yeah, it did come out in the end. So the International Man of Mystery, here's his little vignette.
I went to Old Scouts today and they got 11 tries and also I got 12 tags. And
did you help anyone?
And I made Xander get a assist, and also I assisted Xander to get him a McDonald's.
And did you help anyone who wasn't Xander?
No, I don't remember.
Someone who was sad, but then you helped out?
No.
Well, that's not what Granny Gingy said, but okay. Are we done now then?
Very short and not particularly concise. Yes, he scored 11 tries, and they were, I have to say, even at age 7, they were quite impressive. His eye for the gap, his eye for the line is quite, I mean, I know I'm biased, I'm his granny, but he's quite impressive. However, he did not get 12 tags. I had to tell him, stop going for the contact, go for the tags. But he's
at that stage already. Oh gosh.
Oh, I was going to say, by the time he gets to contact, some poor child, by the time he gets to contact, is going to be in for such a surprise when 3 years or whatever it'll have been of pent up, I'm not allowed to do contact, comes to fruit. Anyway, but he and his friend Xander, who he helped make a try for Xander, they had a ball. They had to be told to pass to the others on the team as well.
Oh dear!
But he was very good. So when one of the children had a bit of a wobble, Alfie helped get him back on the pitch and back to, and then that,
what we want.
Yeah,
teamwork.
So well done, Toes under 7s. They and everybody who coaches them and manages them is really good. So yeah, lovely Sunday.
Excellent. So walking rugby. I have news. He was very insistent.
Walking rugby news.
Yeah. Watching on Spotify. No, not watching on Spotify. You wouldn't be watching on
YouTube.
Right. I have a little bit of paper in my hand. So Dr. T done 2 tries.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
One backwards. I think he was about to fall over. And Andy put in a try-saving tackle. but there might have been running involved, and he ended up in the middle of the football pitch next door.
Okay, that's overrunning then.
Well done, Dr. T.
Well done, Dr. T, for doing 2 tries. And in our walking rugby, obviously, my Achilles. No, not playing that game. But the IT department did at least 1 try, possibly 2, and we had a good time.
The IT department were on fire this weekend, collectively.
On fire collectively.
Well done, gentlemen.
Yeah. So it was good turnout for walking rugby at Saints. So it's a couple of new people as well. So all good.
Saints Supporters Club?
We're just trying to think. We may be doing a Czech presentation on the pitch in the next couple of games, and all sorts of things happening. Revving up for the Player of the Season vote that should be coming. Hoping to get that launched by Easter. That's all sort of ticking along quite nicely. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, all good stuff. We, of course, played Castres on Saturday. The Bedford Blues are at Goldington Road playing somebody. I apologise, Sherpa too. And the Women's Six Nations is back on. So it will be interesting to see how everybody comes back into camp. And all good. Lots of talk this weekend again. Are you already bored with the Lions chat? I know I am.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad of that, because it's really getting quite tedious now. And it's also. Oh, hello! The tea's arrived. There you go.
The tea department's done their stuff.
It's a different mug. It's a different mug.
Keep calm and have a cuppa.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm
going to eat my Dazzle now. Now I've got my tea, I can have my Dazzle.
You're going to eat your Dazzle? Okay, well, I'll have a leg. I'll have a Dazzle leg.
Well, I'll have his broken leg bit, I think.
Yeah, we're doing the test on the Dazzle.
See if they're up to the same.
You cannot moan about not having a Dazzle, because as everyone saw, for those of you on YouTube...
What is that in Dazzle? I can't get into the black thing.
I can't actually get the blessed packet open. That's not good, is it?
I have more than a broken leg by the time I've got into him.
Yeah.
I must have some scissors somewhere here that I can...
I'm going to have to get the scissors out. Anyway,
yeah, carry on. Carry on talking amongst yourselves while I use a stitch.
Weapon. There we go. Didn't we have this problem before? You weren't going to use your...
I think I used my stitch. I've got a stitch ripper that I've used to get in.
You'll use a stitch ripper. Very good. Well, here is the leg concerned. So let's do the taste.
Yeah, mine's more like his fetlock. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're good, aren't they? Yeah, so it's going to go well with your tea.
That's what I was waiting for. So yes.
Yeah, now we can't talk because we're eating biscuits. Isn't it appropriate, isn't it?
It's not good, is it? It's not good. So if you're listening on Spotify or Apple or whatever, all you can hear is nom nom nom.
The Dazzles are good.
And Dazzles are very good. So next weekend then we will go again. How exciting!
Yes. Thank you to everybody who came and said hello again. It is lovely. Thank you. And a lot of people have got no idea who you are, but it's lovely to know that you listen.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
It is great that we've got such a varied audience. And
also thank you to the people, a couple of people who've mentioned about after the Tigers game, they didn't want to listen to any other podcasts, but they knew where they could get therapy. They knew who they wanted to listen to.
Yes.
And it was us. It was actually us. So.
Yes.
So thank you for that vote of confidence.
Absolutely. Talking of votes of confidence, I will have a little media moment, if I may.
Oh.
Mr. Christopher Ashton. Rugby Union Weekly talked about Henry Pollock. Well, of course, And basically Ashton's not having any of it. He thinks that Ben Earl in fact, every player he listed came from Saracens. Bless your cotton socks, Chris. Just enjoy a blooming talent that the sport has embraced.
Yeah.
You know, we need as many characters in the game, and it doesn't. It would be annoying if Henry wasn't wearing green, black, and gold. I would be somewhat fed up with him. But we do need as many Henry Pollocks in the game as possible. You know, the Iona Amara. Actually, yes. And the other thing is, all you lot were moaning about Sarah Byrne and her Welsh friend dancing on TikTok. Get a life. They can dance
as they said,
they want to.
We're not the men's game.
We are not.
We're not the men's game.
No, you do what you want. Have a dance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Chris, cheer up, love. Not everybody, every brilliant, loved player comes from Saracens. There are some that come from
And let's
other teams.
face it, can I just point out, young Mr. Ashton, that without Saints, you wouldn't have been a Saracen.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. It was I thought a bit mean-spirited, and actually kind of missed the point of what they were talking about. Because, yes. But, yes, so it did rather, what was the point of that? Never mind. Anyway,
that's it.
I think we're done.
We've rambled enough.
Yeah, we've eaten our Dazzles. We've waved our toy Dazzles in the air. There we go.
Dazzles up there with Jimmy now. Quite happy.
Dazzles,
so
mine will go next to the in the happy corner over the treasure shelf over there.
And we will see everybody Saturday.
Yeah, see everybody Saturday with your best cheering trousers on.
Yes. Yep.
Have a good one, everybody. I can't actually see this new camera arrangement. I can't actually see the end button.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, and farewell from episode 68.
Bye.
Bye.
I've missed the button.